Hello everyone, welcome back to Oma Jon Plays Minecraft. So today we are going on the very long journey of simply trying to find a village in this world. One would think that you would be able to find a village within a reasonable amount of time. However, you can't, at least in this world. We chose a very bad seed when it comes to villages. Obviously, I start by doing something completely unrelated to what I'm trying to do, which is farming. So, take care of the farming, eat, all that other stuff that's not looking for a village. But, I guess as a precursor to all of this, we'll go ahead and recap where we have looked for villages. It's a pretty short list, which is the entire starter map. The initial locator map that we were given. We filled in all parts of that map and found no villages whatsoever. So now I decide, well, you know what? Given that our spawn location was in the upper right-hand corner of our initial map, I'm going to head like up and right, so northeast of our spawn location off the map and see what lies in that direction. So note our coordinates. We are at negative 150 or negative 150 or thereabouts. So note our coordinates once we finally find a village. On the way through this, I'm continuing what I did in the previous episode, which was trying to clear out some of the trees through here, both to have wood for future projects and because I want to make the forest look a little bit more open instead of being so hard to navigate and dark looking. So I clear out some trees on my journey, and yeah, so we do this for quite a while. Today's topic that I wanted to talk about is Minecraft biomes. So right now, there are actually a pretty decent amount of biomes in Minecraft, but some of them are it's not easy to call them biomes really, because they're not standalone biomes where you can easily look at them and go, this is what this is. Like, you can tell plains, you can tell a swamp, a desert, a jungle, a savanna, but it's hard to tell sometimes, like a beach versus a desert. Deserts have cactuses, beaches don't. Both are covered in sand and can sometimes border oceans. I also want to say, I loved the idea of snowier snow, but now that I actually have to traverse a world that has snowier snow in it, it's so irritating. You're just walking along and then you fall into the earth, and now I can't get over there, so I need to figure out how to go around to get where I was going. Anyways, so then you have the mountain biome, easy. You have the mesa, or which I think is technically called the Badlands. Then you have the tundra. And then the mushroom islands, which I've actually yet to find a mushroom island in any of my worlds. So I'm really hoping that I find one of those at some point in this world. So then you have subvariants of all of the different biomes. So you have the forest. Then you have the deep root, is it called the ancient forest? It's the one filled with dark oak, which is, I think, the area that our base is in, is a ancient forest, or whatever that's called. Then you have the normal forests with oak wood, and then you have birch forests. Then you have the ocean. You have the warm ocean and the cold ocean. The warm ocean has all of the tropical fish and the plants. Plants. What are those things called? Like anemones and coral. That's what they're called. Coral. So you have the variants of the different types as well. So there's a pretty good biome diversity. As you can see right here, we're in a flower meadow, which is, beautiful. I love flowers, both in Minecraft and in real life. One of the many hobbies that I do is paint. And I paint flowers all the time. So, as you have probably found out by now, I don't like traveling around in Minecraft during the nighttime. So I actually build myself this little, a miniature base-like thing. It's just an area that, zombies and skeletons can't get to. I just made it so that it's inaccessible to any of those creatures, and I literally just wait out the night in this, because I don't want to traverse the whole time. It's just a pain, and I don't enjoy it. So I'm actually going to skip us through a good, decent portion of the nighttime so that we can pick up where the action begins, because as we all know, in today's, what do you call? I heard a fun term for it the other day. Like information overload, except like life itself. Like we're obsessed with just action. And whenever there's not action, we're like, oh my god, what do we do with our lives? We're dying. Even though we're not. We're just living and not doing 1,000 things at the same time. So I realized that it's probably not going to get light anytime soon because now it's raining and it's daytime and raining. So decide that I should just head out anyways and see what's out here. Note the coordinates. We are now at 700 minus 600. So, yeah. We still got a while to go. So, something I want to talk about in relation to biomes is ways that I think we could improve some of the biomes. I have been doing a lot of programming recently, and I'm hoping that at some point in the eventual future, I'll be able to do some Minecraft modding. Not so much like changing the way vanilla Minecraft works, but adding in some new features and whatnot just to have fun. Some things that I'm looking at are, I want to create custom biomes, add more tree types. I just think that'd be fun to do. But anyways, so a couple of ways that I think we could improve some of the Minecraft biomes would be, 1, for the forests, make the forests feel different. Like you have oak forests, you have dark oak forests, and you have birch forests. Birch and oak forests feel the exact same, it's just a different type of tree. Dark oak forests, they feel darker, which is nice, but I don't think the tree generation is actually any different. I think that it just feels darker because the wood is darker. Also, make note of this ravine that I just passed by. At some point, eventually, I really should come back to that and explore that because that looked phenomenal. Anyways, so a dark oak forest, it just feels darker because the wood is darker. I don't think there's any difference in like the tree generation though. They're like the same distance apart. They're wider, which is nice. That's a big improvement, but like they're not particularly taller or anything like that. And I think there's a lot of improvement that could be made in this area. I liked what they were suggesting with the birch forest update as part of 1.19. Just making the trees taller and making the whole area feel brighter. I think that'd be great. But I think then to correspond that, it'd be nice if they could figure out a way to make the dark oak forest feel darker, not just because the oak or the wood is darker, but because it actually is. You know what? I don't know if I would feel horrible if they actually just made it darker. Like maybe everything in a dark oak forest is like 1 or maybe 2 light levels darker. I think that'd be a fun idea. Same with the birch forest. Maybe then say every block of light is 2 shades brighter. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Other things I think could use improvements. The savanna biomes. I love the savanna biomes. I think they're phenomenal. They're my favorite biome in Minecraft. I love acacia wood, as I very controversially stated in one of the previous episodes. I love acacia wood. I think it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, the whole shebang. But the savanna biome as a whole, it feels like it doesn't have a lot of uniqueness to it. Like there's no special animal that's there. There's no. When I go to a savanna biome, I'm going because I like acacia wood, and because I think savanna villages look nice. There's no like resource. There's no reason to go to a savanna other than those. There's no like unique reason. It's just a preference thing that I like to go there because I like the wood. There's no like special mob or special item that you can find there. There's no special structures. Like I think the swamps are nice because the swamps are unique. they have their own feel. They have their own structure. They have the witch hut, which is a little on the underwhelming side, but I think the idea there is phenomenal. Like, this biome has its own special structure that has its own loot that you cannot easily find any other way. You can find potions there that are just naturally occurring. That's wonderful. That's a unique reason to try and find a swamp and find one that has a witch hut. Wonderful. So then, other ones. The Badlands. I love the Badlands. I think they're so much fun. But every time I find the Badlands, it always feels like, oh yeah, this is what they look like. They're absolutely gorgeous, but there's not really all that much else to them. They have the gold. They have gold that can appear on the surface, which is nice. And they have more mine shafts. Again, nice. But given that the mine shafts aren't unique to the Badlands, it almost feels like a cop-out. It's like, yes, when you think of the Badlands, you think of mine shafts. But why are you thinking of mine shafts? Mine shafts can appear anywhere under the ground. It's just in the Badlands, sometimes they are visible without any mining. And that just feels weird to me. It's like, really? Which, could be kind of, I guess, an archetype of reason to go to a biome. Like, maybe just, you can say each biome has a slightly higher chance of this thing spawning in. That could be an interesting mechanic, but right now it just kind of feels like a cop-out. Because I think I've ran into like 2 mine shafts because I found them in mesas or Badlands. Every other mine shaft I've run into, it's just from mining. So the fact that they're like slightly higher in Badlands just feels like, okay, well, here we go. Alright, finally we have found a village. Notice our coordinates. We are at around 800 and negative 1300. And that brings us to the end of this episode, having finally found a village. In the next episode, you can look forward to me trying to protect this village from bad guys. Be pumped for that, because it's an endeavor, and I'm not always the greatest when it comes to understanding how squares work. But anyways, that brings us to the end of our video. I hope you guys had a great time. I know I sure did. And I look forward to hanging out with you guys again soon. Bye-bye.